building. All right. Oh, and we are live. It is on like Donkey Kong.
Hell yeah.
Okay. I gotta go to my page. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It is 6 o'clock. 6 on the dot. We are live tonight. You know what I'm doing, Rolo. Let me get everybody.
Hey, take your time. Take your time.
Yeah. All right. About to get everybody shared out. Hey, y'all. Hello, everybody. Y'all come on in. Come on in. Let me see. All right. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom.
You get them?
Yeah. Sharing it all out. Everybody. I don't even know how to do it all at the same time.
For
But
real.
yeah, I don't. But we're going to make it work how we make it work.
There you go.
Okay. Boom, boom. There we go. All right. See, Michelle's in the building. Hi, everybody. Hi, Michelle. Thank you for tuning in. You guys that are just now coming in, please make sure you drop at highlight at follow so that way your followers can tune in with us tonight.
She said, "You staying tonight, Rolo?" Yeah, I'm staying tonight.
Yeah, yeah, he is.
Yeah, I'm staying tonight.
We got this. Come on in, come on in. You guys give me a few seconds because my tablet's moving a little slow, but we're gonna
I'm
figure
not
this
sure it's
out.
the tablet, but it's all right. It's all
You know.
right.
Hi D, I see you on here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I can see some of these comments on here too. And I got the camera a little closer to me tonight, y'all, because my eyes are not here. Ashley knows she's my eyes. And
Right.
I feel a little lost without my eyes. But you know, I'm gonna use the eyes God gave me tonight and we're
Yeah,
gonna
it's gonna
figure
be all right. For real,
it out.
you got it.
Okay. All right. Hi, Ani. Okay, so let me go ahead and get into this. You guys officially welcome to tonight's episode of Heightened and Enlightened, the live show. I am Shay. This is Rolo. We are your hosts tonight.
Yeah,
Hello,
both.
everybody. I hope you guys have had a beautiful, beautiful week and a beautiful Sunday. Um, I ain't Alba tuning in. You guys make sure you share it out, so your peoples can watch as well too. Tag a friend of a friend of a friend. Y'all know how that goes.
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay. So last weekend we talked about passion versus purpose and a lot of stuff that came with that. We got into it a little deep. Which one you guys thought was more fulfilling? My brain is just stuck. But which one was more fulfilling and which one was worth it? So we had a nice little discussion about that. This week we're gonna hit to something a little bit deeper, and we're going to be talking about identity crisis and the ties that come along with it. What does that look like for you guys? And oh, let me turn all this down so that way my stuff is not going off at the same time. But question of the day on Wednesday, well, Thursday was posted. My bad, y'all. Posted Thursday, but question of the day. And Rolo, I'm gonna ask you, and for all of you guys in the comments, y'all know how we do. Chime on in and answer
Yep.
this as well. What do y'all think of when you hear the term identity crisis? Like, bro, and you can answer that first. Like, what do you think of? What comes to mind when you think of identity crisis or a person going through an identity crisis?
Um, Really, I don't know. I guess I can use myself as an example. Like, I don't know. Mentally, I don't feel as old as I am physically.
Uh,
So I still feel like I'm a YN, but evidently I'm unk. So,
and your body said otherwise.
and my body is saying, yes, you're unk. You're not no YN out here. So
uh,
that's my identity crisis. Like mentally, I don't feel as old, and physically, I don't feel super old. But there's
yeah.
definitely stuff I cannot do that I definitely feel like I can.
Okay. Okay.
Now, for you, what is it? The same question for you.
When I hear identity crisis, see, I'm a deep thinker. I go deep with this because of my own personal struggle with my identity and not knowing who I am. I think about basically a person not knowing who they are, and struggling to try to figure out who they are. And as you are struggling trying to figure out who you are, you do things that's not of you. It's like you here, there, everywhere. As Denzel Washington stated one time, running nowhere fast. I
Yeah.
feel like that's what a person does when they are going through an identity crisis, because that's what makes it a crisis, is because you're just here, there, everywhere trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Um, and then even taking it to my personal experience, I feel like, I feel like that's something that can run really deep depending on the personality, and what you're facing. I know me, just being honest and bearing my soul right now, I struggle a lot with my identity.
Yeah.
Especially due to the fact that I didn't find out about my biological father until I was 25. And I lived for 25 years thinking that my dad, who raised me, was my biological father. And I mean, believing your whole life, like, this is who I am, this is where I come from, even to the ancestral part, like, these are my ancestors. And
Yeah.
then to find out that all of that is not true. And I mean, that kind of like made me spiral for a minute. Like, it really took me through a whole loop, you know what I'm saying? And I had to like really, really relearn not only myself, but the whole world that I thought was true. You know what I'm saying? So for me,
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of sent me into a little crisis, identity crisis, because after a while I became on this hunt of, I need to find out who I am. I mean, because we don't realize it, but genetics and lineage is a lot. You know, you are
Yeah.
tied to your ancestors. I know in certain religions they tell you not to follow your ancestors, but that's a part of you. That DNA it follows. You know, it goes down from generation after generation. So that's important, you know, to know that. And when you don't know that, I feel like that's why you have so many people out here running around like chickens with their head cut off. And that's just my personal opinion. Because when you know who you are and where you come from, and what DNA you possess, it gives you a certain level of power, you know. Um, and I feel like a lot of people don't even realize how important that power is when it comes to, you know, completing the mission and doing what you need to do.
Yeah.
And so,
I'd have to say I agree on that because a lot of my struggle too comes with that is the not knowing where I come from. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Hi Ashley, we miss you.
Hi,
Um,
Ashley. We miss you. Hey, thank you. I
yeah,
didn't even see that.
we definitely miss you, Ash.
Hey, Bree.
I
I see
agree.
you, boo.
But yeah, it's the not knowing where we come from. You know what I mean? Like that's just like with my last name that I possess currently. Um, we don't know this nigga.
Yeah.
We ain't never known who this dude was. Nobody in my family knows who this guy is, but I have his last name. I
Yeah.
have instead of my mom's dad's last name, who I know personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that plays a lot too because we just don't know who we are. We don't know where we come from. We don't know nothing about us.
Yeah.
Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
There's a select few of us who get real lucky, whose family was deeply rooted in that. So they take that information with them from generation to generation to generation. And a lot of people that we know are fortunate to have that, but unfortunately, the vast majority of us go without knowing. We have
Yeah.
no idea. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, as far as tribe and all that stuff because that plays a role in how you think and how you move and how you act is
Yeah.
how you possess some of the qualities of the people before you, so you want to know who the people are before you so you'll know what qualities of them that you're possessing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we don't have that
Yeah.
type of information, not readily available for us, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's real. And yes, no, Ashley, I'm in Shauna's room tonight. She talking about, did you change your background? Nope, in
Hey,
Shauna's room.
we
It's
both
more
filming in
peaceful in
different
here.
locations tonight. For
And
real.
Michelle, yeah, that is a tough one. Like it's a really tough subject, especially for me, unraveling because I'm going through this right now.
Yeah.
Just being real, like growing up with an eye condition, and my eye condition is definitely genetic. I have found that out. But growing up with an eye condition, on my mom's side, like no one had these eye problems. So from day one, I always felt like this big void. Like even as a little girl, I had a lot of questions about who I am, where I come from, why are my eyes like this? Why do I think like this? Like I've always been interested in that. And and growing up, like I said, finding that out was like, oh, it was like a blow to the chest. Like I was right the whole time. You know what I'm saying? And it hits me even harder because also I'm going through some major stuff with my last name.
Yeah.
And spiritually, it bothers me. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't get it on the surface.
Your name
And
is important.
yeah, and for my family,
Yeah.
like I love y'all, but I don't expect y'all to understand. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, and it's okay that you don't get it
Your
because
name
this
has
is me.
meaning. Your
But
name is
yes,
supposed
your
to have
name
meaning.
has
Yeah.
meaning. Like your name is important. So
Yeah.
for me to grow up and bounce back and forth between these names, and it's like then I couldn't take my father's name because of a situation. It's just like I don't know
Right.
that me not having his name has always made me feel like I'm not whole. It's left a huge void in my life. And I feel like that's also contributed to some of the things that I've done, trying to figure myself out and trying to figure out who I am and where I come from, even come to the traits and
Right.
characteristics,
Yeah.
that I have of my biological father. It's like
Yeah.
just things I always knew that you're different. I always looked at myself as so different, but then it's not that I was different. It's that I possessed all these traits and characteristics that I didn't know, about.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what it was. But your name is definitely important. And for me, that's why my kids have their father's names. They have their father's last name because your name is everything. And like I say, that even helps when it comes to purpose, lineage.
It does. But a lot of ours has been lost over the years, and I think that's what's happening with a lot of the younger generation is we don't have much more of the information to pass down to them like it was passed down to us. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that type of stuff is just dying off, and people don't see the importance in it. But your name is important, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Your name is very important. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So yeah, you should want to know where the origins of your name come from, who you are, where you come from, the origins of your people. You should
Yeah.
want to know that because yeah, that's a huge part of your identity. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us sometimes we grow up feeling like why are we so much different than everybody else in our family? You know what I mean? And then come to find out it's because we are different. We
Yeah.
don't share the same DNA through and through. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I think that's a lot of the problem with me. Like I've always been super close with my family. You know what I mean? Always, I love my family to death, without question. But I've always felt so different. You know what I mean? And they say shit like, "Damn boy, you sound white when you talk." You know what I mean? And shit like that. But I just enunciate. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
then that goes back to, well, if they view you as acting white, then you know what I'm saying? Do your own people even accept you because you sound polished and you sound like you have been raised around people who, you know what I'm saying, have that silver spoon treatment?
Yeah.
So a lot of that identity stems from shit, our parents losing their identity
Yeah.
and they parents losing their identity. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It's
And
it's
then they
definitely been
lost
passed down
it.
after generation, like especially for a lot of us melanated folks. A lot of our history is
Yeah.
lost. A lot of us were lied to. You know what I'm saying? We took surnames. Like it gets deeper than what we can even discuss right now. You know what I'm saying? But like that's important. Let me see. I'm gonna go to this comment because
Hey,
Ashley
Ashley
just
said, yeah.
Yeah, she just said, she said, I feel like they downplay the importance of a woman's last name. That's why we are expected to change our last names when we get married. Let me say, men's last names are passed down and keep the generation's name the same. Right. That is right. Like I really feel that way. Exactly. And for me, to be honest, for the simple fact that I have struggled so much with my last name and my identity, when the day comes that I do choose to get married, I'm hyphenating. I'm hyphenating.
My daughter says she's doing that same thing.
Yeah, I am,
For real.
because especially because of what I've went through trying so hard to find myself. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And thank goodness my partner understands that. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm hyphenating because once I get to who I'm supposed to get to, baby, I'm not letting that go. Because the last name is so important. Like
But
that
see,
is
here
very
were my thoughts about it. I
like
don't know who this person is that I possess the last name of. My
mm-hmm.
mom doesn't know. My grandma doesn't know. Nobody knows. So that's perfectly okay with me because
Okay.
now we have the opportunity to turn our name into whatever we decide we want it to be,
Okay.
whether good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I'm trying to create my legacy out
Right.
of this with this last name. I want this last name to be remembered for doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, my last name is important to me. It's important to my kids, and they feel the same way. They're like, nah, we don't have to know who this person is. We'll just make it what we want to make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm cool with that. But I still want to know the origins of this name because my grandfather's last name is Khalik, and
Okay.
which is a strong Muslim name. So like I know where his last name comes from, the
Well, see, at
origins of
least you
his
know
name.
that. I
You
mean,
know
you
what I
have
mean?
had the privilege of knowing that.
Yeah, but I won't. That's not my last name. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it should have been, but it isn't. You know what I mean? And we have no idea who this guy is that we got this last name from. And it's just crazy. And
Yeah.
like, I didn't even find this out until I was older. But now that I am older and I know that we have a last name to somebody we have no idea who they are, like, okay, so now when I do go back to try to search my heritage and my lineage and all that, where do I go? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do
Yeah.
I start doing that? And now I won't fully know who or where I come from because I don't even know where that name came from.
Yeah. And that's
It's just
understandable.
it's crazy. It should be because you want to know. Like I said, you want to know what's coursing through your veins. I think that's important for people to know.
Yeah.
Good or bad, you should want to know. You know what I mean?
So do you guys feel like, a person should know when it comes like, okay, let me rephrase my question. Let me get the words together. Do you feel like a person knowing or not knowing, like let's just say their lineage, that's the word I'm gonna use, determines their future? Like do y'all believe that? Do you think that a
It
person knowing or
could.
not knowing determines their future?
I mean, I feel like it doesn't necessarily determine your future unless, you know what I
Okay.
mean? And when I say unless, I mean unless you come from a long line of people who had that name who already made something out of it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, I do believe that some people do benefit from their name.
Yeah.
They do. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like and I'm not just gonna say I believe that. I'm gonna say that's a fact that some people benefit from their name. I'm not saying all people that have that name benefit from it, but some people benefit from their name. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I mean, that's true because
And
you can benefit from it in a good way and a bad way because I
yeah,
feel like I feel like, for instance, in Hutchison, our last name that didn't get us no. I
no,
I
for
feel
real.
like they mess with us more because of our last name. Like
Yeah,
for real, just being a Hurd in Hutchison was like what So I
yeah.
mean, I feel like you could get a good rep or a bad rep from your last name depending on the situation.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I
Okay. I'm gonna go to Dee's comment. She
Yo,
put July 2015, I had a below the knee amputation. For 5 years, I stayed in a wheelchair, drugged up, and struggled to find who I was as a person. I pretended to be someone I wasn't. Now that I have a prosthetic leg, I found me as a person. I struggled with my identity before I got the prosthetic. You know what? Like I can understand that. Like I can
yeah.
see, and I'm glad that you're getting through that, D, like for real, because like we're pointing out, struggling with your identity, regardless of whatever the issue is, I mean, it's major. She said Ashley said all I inherited
She
from my last
is,
name was felonies.
hey,
Shut up, Ashley.
get off it. Don't be,
See, she's still with the
don't,
foolery behind the scenes,
don't
y'all.
start. Don't start.
but, but yeah. And you so
Yeah,
dang silly. You clearly got that
yeah.
business sense because
I
your mama
fucking,
and your daddy get to it.
I
So
miss Ashley. I miss you, Ashley,
I
for real.
do.
We
We
have to
miss
get you
you.
back on here soon, but let's
Yes.
keep going.
But
Yo,
but yeah, that business sense, you got that from them too. And I feel like we take more from our parents than we even realize. Like for real.
yeah,
Like,
no, for
yes,
real.
we create our own. You know what I'm saying? Eventually you do get to a point to where you have to create your own identity, whatever that looks like
Yeah,
for you.
yeah,
You know what
definitely.
I'm saying? But I feel like we take way more than we are willing to admit and then we realize from our parents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we take a lot
That's
from
why
our
I'm
parents.
saying, that's why knowing who you are is important because you want to know what you inherited from these people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That that was
It's
my
not even
biggest
about
thing.
financial, it's about genetics. What did you
Yeah.
inherit from them? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I come from a athletic background. You know what I mean? Like most of my family was athletes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that would explain why only my stomach looks bad, but the rest of me is fantastic. You know what I'm saying? Don't, hey, don't you dare start.
Brother, why you do that?
Don't you start.
I'm not.
Don't.
I'm not. But hey,
You're ridiculous.
I'm not even gonna do you like that because I love
You
you,
know
bro.
what? I'm not
Okay.
even.
But anyways, yes, you guys have an athletic background. You come from
Shut the. I do have.
he exercises nothing but his arm.
You're fucking stupid, bro.
Okay.
The same way while you talking
Okay.
stuff.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, my quest to really find out who I was, like I said, it was because my eyes. Like, okay, and for you guys that do not know, I'm gonna go ahead and just run down the eye issues to you. I was born with congenital cataracts. Um, then by the age of 10, I developed glaucoma, nystagmus mitosis. Those are two more conditions. And then by the age of 15, I developed iritis, corneoedema. So with all of these eye issues, and still to this day, I still have all these eye issues. And actually, I got two more. So, I mean, my eyes are like always developing in a weird way. But still to this day, like I go through these eye issues. So when I was younger, like I said, not knowing any family members that struggle with the same stuff was like, okay, why am I like this? Why am I like this? And then to be for real, when I had kids, like my girls, they were born with congenital cataracts as well. They have my same eye diseases, and my boys don't. So for me, it was like when I had my oldest daughter, it made me look into it even more like, wait a minute, so this cannot be. And like I say, spiritually, I just never felt right. So I always was like, I really want to know. And then when I found out, was like, okay. And now knowing my bio father, yes, I have his eyes. It's amazing. Like it's crazy. Just little things like that. Like I have this man's eyes. I have his ears. Just little things. Even when it comes to like health issues, now I know because I'm in healthcare. So even knowing where you come from for health reasons is important, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be a rare blood type.
Yeah.
And what if the only people that possess your blood type is people in your family? You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's so many situations why it's important to know where you come from. Mine just only started just because my eye issues, and that really made me want to know. Like, I mean, I got to a point to where I was researching like what in the world, and back in the 80s, it was a whole different time and technologies was different. So my mother and father we're told a lot of different things. But as I grew older and I still have these eyes, and then like I said, my daughters were born with these eye conditions, it was like, nah, I need to do some more research, and then having doctors also coming to me like, before I met my father, I couldn't fill in no type of paternal history. So meeting doctors like, well, I even had a doctor come to me and was like, would you mind me doing a genealogy test on you? I'm like, of course, because with those type of tests, you can know a lot genetically, what you possess. And so for me, it was like I said, just trying to figure all that out. I'm a researcher, y'all. So that was my reason of why I just had to know where I came from, because I always felt like something was off.
Yeah. No, I see. And
Oh,
that's how I'm feeling, because I feel like there's so much more to me than what I know about.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
And the hardest part is going to be digging for the information because it's there, but it's not like it's going to be just right there for you to for you to openly know the truth about whatever it is you're looking for. You're
right.
gonna
You
have
gotta
to
want
go
to
through.
know.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go through lots of red tape and lots of nonsense before you finally get to the truth. You know what I mean?
Right, right. Okay. Hey Terry, look, I see you popping, and then Michelle came on my page. You felt lonely on the other page, Michelle. Yeah, because I these comments on here move a little slow. My eyes don't move fast enough for this thing. But on my page, y'all, I got you. I got you. So and for you guys that are just now coming in, we're talking about identity crisis and what that looks like and the ties that come with it. I mean, yeah, we've been through a lot, Rolo and I, so we kind of hashing this out. Okay, Ashley, here's a comment. Ashley said, when I first met my auntie on my dad's side, she told me I come from a long line of gangsters. Oh, PIMPs, the people about that thing, and then you know what I'm saying, dealers. She told me that's why I messed up. It's genetics. Well, dang, we not gonna
That is
claim that.
not it.
We are not going to claim that, but
Yeah,
actually, that
that's
is why
probably only
you're just a
part of
little
it.
tad off, a little tad
Yeah,
off.
I
We
was gonna
still
say
love
that's
you,
probably part of it. That ain't all of it
little
though.
tad, little tad. but, but yeah, I mean that stuff is so real and so important. Like I've met people in life, for instance, like I had a friend years ago, and he didn't know his dad. His mom told him that his dad had walked out, so he just took his mom's word for it, whatever. And him and I had a conversation, and he was just like, I don't care. It don't bother me none. But I feel like I could tell, yes, that did bother you. The fact that you
Yeah,
didn't know your father and who where you came from, like I feel like I could tell it did bother him. So I even feel like even with that situation, like when you try to say you don't care and you try to just keep moving forward, that stuff do bother you. Everybody wants to know. I feel like it's human to want to know where you come from. You know what I'm
hey,
saying?
no lie, I'm 38 and I still want to know who my actual father is, but I'm not bothered by it so much that it's causing an issue in my life. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, my main goal is to be everything he wasn't. So my kids are straight. They know I'm active all
Yeah,
day, every day with them. Period. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? For real. So I don't know. I mean,
You
I
know,
understand it. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't feel like we'll ever really know what we're supposed to know because we will never be allowed to have access to that type of information.
yeah.
You
Why you
know
feel
what I
that?
mean? Huh?
Why you feel like that? Because
Why do I feel like that?
mm,
Uh because we're easier because we can be dealt with when we're powerless opposed to when we're powerful. You know what I mean? That's
yeah.
why. That's
But
why.
nobody can take your power except for you.
Yeah, they can't take your power, no, but they can definitely take how you can tap into that power away from you.
Yeah, they can
How
make it a
you
little more
have
difficult.
access to how you learn and have access to that. Like meditation. Meditation is one of the most powerful tools ever known, but the vast majority of the world is incapable of doing it. But everybody knows about it.
I don't feel like people are incapable of meditating.
They're
I feel I
incapable of doing it.
but hold on, bro. I don't feel like people are incapable of meditating. I feel like there's two things. I feel like some people don't know how, and then I feel like some people become afraid of it. Because when you're meditating and you go into that deep trance, you do start unlocking keys and gates that are scary. And I say that from
Yeah.
personal experience. Like there's been things that have come to me in the midst of meditation that have like had me crying, when it just comes
Yeah.
to learning about myself and
No,
it,
and I do understand that.
yeah, and that's
But
scary for a person that's not ready to unlock those type of doors.
okay, for a person that's not ready, but for the vast majority of people, I'm sure they probably would like to know, because meditation does more than just clear the mind. It's healing.
Yeah, it is.
It's everything. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like, it can change your heart rhythm if you do that shit right. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It could change the way you like take in the world and how you perceive everything around you.
yeah.
And you're supposed to know how to do it, but most people don't.
And that's because we
Because
live in a busy hustle bustle world and people don't want to be still with themselves. Because in
nah,
order to meditate, you got to be sit still somewhere. And a lot of people don't want to do that.
yeah, but it doesn't take long. See, this is what I'm saying. We are not meant to know who we are, because if we're constantly battling ourselves, we don't have time to pay attention to everything else that's going on around us in this dimension. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I can dig it, bro.
You know
That's
what I mean? That's
I can
all I'm
dig it,
saying.
bro. That's a little deep for some people, but
No,
I can
and
dig
I
it.
get that
I
part too.
feel
That's
you.
why I said that's all I'm saying. But
I feel
like,
you.
there's reasons why we don't know who we are. There's reasons why we're always constantly searching for ourselves. You know what I mean? There's no reason at this big age we shouldn't have at least the vast majority of an idea of who we are. And I can tell you right now, at least at this point in my life, I have no idea who I am. On a
Yeah,
spiritual level, I do. On a educational and occupational level, I know who I
yeah.
am. But as far as like a genetics level, we have no idea. We don't know. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
And that's crazy to me. I feel like everybody should know that.
I always felt like everybody should, especially because I said, like, with me growing up thinking I knew, but it's amazing that now that I'm healing, I'm finding so many more people that really don't. And it's like, I think for me, that's also why I'm always promoting healing and
Yeah,
self worth and self love and self
yeah,
healing, like, because that is how you really find your true identity
yeah,
is with going within. You know what I'm saying? So with me being on this journey of going within for some years now, it's like, dang, I never realized how many people out here just didn't know who they are. And I feel like that is the reason why identity crisis is even a term, because you have so many people out here not knowing who they are and where they come from, to the point to where after a point in life it's giving anxiety. It's they're just trying to figure it out. Then you
yeah,
think about the aging aspect of it. There's a lot of people that are afraid to get older. They don't want to get old because of what they think old means.
yeah,
So then you have people like, oh my gosh, I don't have this, I didn't do that, I'm getting older. So I feel like there's so many things that can can go into one having an identity crisis.
yeah. Well, I think a lot of that too has a lot to do with the fact that society continuously tries to tell people what is and what isn't. And
Yeah,
who the fuck is society? Like, who is they to tell you what you can and cannot do? You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like, you're your own person. You shape your life the way you want your life to be shaped.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Um, but I feel like some of us don't know how to ignore what people consider the norm and just do what it is that makes us the most happy.
yeah,
Because I feel like at the end of the day, you'll definitely more likely find out who you are when you're the happiest, opposed to when you're the most down, defeated, and drained.
That
You
is
know
very
what I
true.
mean?
That is very, very true. I believe that to be extremely true.
Yeah.
Because when you're struggling in survival mode and you worried about how to pay the bills, how to take care of the kids, what John doing, what Terry doing, when you worried about all of that, you can't focus on you. You know
Nope.
what I'm saying? So I do agree with you on that part.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's,
before I let these comments get too far ahead of me, y'all, because I'm gonna keep up. Um, Ashley, she said, "Oh, my whole family on my daddy's side is off." You know what? We just gonna let that be. Terry, you hear your daughter, you know. And I love you, Unc, but yeah, you're a little bit off.
that shit
Okay.
funny as hell.
And then Michelle says, when I was 26 and was in a wheelchair for a while, I couldn't look people in their eyes because I was embarrassed. And now I could see, oh, I could care less about wheelchair, walker, or cane. I don't want sympathy, is how I am. I can dig that. But Michelle, why you couldn't look people in the eye though? Like, kind of elaborate a little bit for me because of how you felt about yourself or what? Like, why you couldn't look people in the eye?
I think maybe a little self conscious, you know what I'm saying, which is understandable.
Yeah.
But listen, there's no reason for you to ever be self conscious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, my favorite thing about this dimension is the uniqueness and difference in everybody that walks amongst us.
Yeah.
Nobody out here looks like me. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, I'm saying they resemble me, but nobody looks
Oh,
exactly
you
like
got a doppelganger.
me. Yeah, I'm sure, but you know what I mean? Like, I like the
Yeah.
uniqueness of everybody.
Yeah. I love the uniqueness of everybody, especially because I'm such a unique person myself. There's not too many people, especially beautiful, freckle face, brown skin, pretty lock having women like me that has blue eyes. So with that being said, I know I'm uniquely made. But with that being said, that right there has always been a reason. Like I just want to know more about myself. Like
Yeah,
I do so much inner work. I not only have succeeded in finding out where I come from, but I've also succeeded in creating my own new identity. I have an identity for myself. Like I know who I am, I know where I come from, I know where I've been, and I know damn for sure where I'm going. So, with that being said, I walk with a different light now versus when I was younger. Because I did a lot of stupid stuff and I accepted a lot of stuff too because
yeah,
I didn't know who I was. Like, I
yeah.
accepted so
We
much from
accept a lot
people.
of shit that we will not be tolerating now.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah, for real.
Not for any reason, and not for anybody.
Okay, Michelle answered me. She said, yes, self conscious at 26. I have multiple sclerosis. I walk like I'm drunk when I'm tired and I don't drink. Okay. Well, I definitely know what that is.
Yeah.
And I can understand that. But once again, that you are uniquely made, Michelle.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna start calling you Mitch because I can't unsee Mitch anymore now. So
See what you did?
money making Mitch. But yeah, I can see that though. Because my eyes made me self-conscious for a long time. Like, I mean, growing up with this visual disability and being teased, like not only did I have an eye issue, but if y'all knew me when I was a kid, my glasses was thick. Like
What do
I
you mean
had
when you
the
was a
thick,
kid?
huh?
Huh?
You said the what?
What do you mean when you was a kid?
I said if they knew me when I was a child, I don't wear my thick glasses anymore. And Rolo, I'm not about to start with you. See, y'all see how that
I
just
was
flew over
just
my head?
asking the question because I wanted to make
No,
sure we was on the same page.
no, you knew dang well
I
what I
thought you were
was
talking
talking.
about right now. That's all I'm saying.
Right now, I don't have the Coke bottles.
Oh, okay. All right. What's the?
I'm not about to play
I'm
with you.
just playing. I'm sorry. Keep going.
I am
Keep
not about to
going.
play with you. But yeah, so I see you made me lose my train of thought. I don't have time
My
for you,
bad.
Rolo.
She said I've been paralyzed and blind.
Oh dang.
Oh,
When you
bro.
Well wishes to you and much love to you, Michelle. So how did you like
So
conquer?
wait, you
Huh?
have been paralyzed?
Yeah, it says I've been paralyzed and blind.
So you're not paralyzed or blind.
Well, she put the ED on the Michelle, elaborate for Rolo, because
I'm not slow. I'm asking a question. That's it. That's all. I just want to know.
okay. So my question to you, Michelle, would be like, how did you conquer that? Like, how are you dealing with that with yourself, like with your identity and not letting your condition define you?
Yeah.
Like how are you coping with that? Because that's interesting. Because I mean, a lot of us even tie our conditions in with our identity, because
Yeah.
like I was saying, I did too. Like, having a visual impairment, I tied my eyes a lot to who I was and not realizing, now that I'm older, my eyes are not who I am. That is a condition that I have,
Right.
you know,
Definitely.
and I had to separate it. So,
Yeah. That's just I don't know, man.
yeah, this stuff gets deep, man.
Yeah, it's just crazy because I think a lot of people, I think the vast majority of people we are or encounter every day have no real idea on who they are. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people are still going through life wondering that. You know?
Wondering who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, man. Um
Okay.
I feel like I
Got
get a
you,
lot
Michelle.
of huh?
Michelle answered.
What's the
So
truth?
she says, when I have an attack, my body doesn't work. Example, paralyzed.
Yo.
Gotcha. Last time I was blind for 9 days. It took months to regain my sight. I had a
Damn.
patient that went through MS and she had those spells, but yeah, now we truly get it.
Hey, for sure.
But
For
how do you
sure.
how do you not let that define you though? How do you not attach that to your identity? What
Yeah.
do you do in order to stay mindful? I guess, yeah.
I have to do some grounding for real. When I start getting outside of myself, I have to go out and ground, go out and breathe real deep out into the fresh air. Like I have to be out into the world.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't I can't barricade myself up in the room or the house or nothing like that because I'll never get anywhere. Like I have to ground. I have to become one with the earth in some way, somehow.
Yeah. I'm with you on there. How I keep things separated for me, I always verbally remind myself and physically because I have sticky notes all over my mirrors, but I constantly tell myself when it comes to attaching outside things to my identity, I say, this is
I'm
not
black.
you,
No, I'm playing.
whatever. I say, this is not you, but this is what happened to you. This is not you, but this is a condition you have. This is not you. This is what you feel. Like I
Period.
literally say those things to myself to
Yeah.
always keep everything separate when it comes to who I am.
Yeah.
Okay, so Michelle says, I know God is with me and there are worse things in life. I would never wish this on my worst enemy. I hear you there. And then she says, I just act like me. I lose words at times. I have to slow down. Okay, I respect that. Like, and that's beautiful that you are coping with everything. And like I
Yeah.
continue to say, sending you nothing but positive vibes and well wishes
Definitely.
um, during all of this because I know I'm in healthcare, so I know that can be a struggle. So yeah, nothing but love and well wishes to you, Michelle.
For sure. Hell yeah. Hey, but you doing it because you're on here every
Yeah.
Sunday.
And you clearly moving
And
them
you're and
fingers,
yeah.
so they
And
ain't
you're and
locking up
you're
because you typing. So
you're trying to heal and that's the first step, I'm telling you.
yeah,
And once you do, everything's all good. It sounds like you already headed in the right direction for sure.
yeah, and
So
that's beautiful.
you have a good mind and a good head on you. Just keep going. Don't stop.
Yeah. And that is beautiful. Like, I love to see people fight through the trials and the tribulations of life because, like I said, we always attach things to us that don't need to be attached to us. So it's beautiful to me personally seeing people fight through those those unhealthy attachments. That's what I'm gonna call them.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
She says, I used to ask why and how. If it happens, what am I conquering next? Yeah. Oh, she says,
Hey,
I keep going. Thank you. You're welcome. Yep, keep going.
exactly. And there isn't anything you can't conquer. Seriously.
Right. Right.
Like,
We can
hey,
conquer anything we put our minds
I
to.
promise you, it's all about the mind frame and the grit.
Yeah.
Seriously. You change your way of thinking and you get up and start getting to it, it'll change your whole entire life.
Yeah. That is
For
for
real.
real. That's also why I believe one can create their own identity, because
You
your
can.
world, your world is your world and you can shape it how you want. Me
Yeah.
personally, I'm just big on lineage and genetics and
Hmm.
history. Like I'm big on stuff like that. Everybody don't care that deep, you know? So, and I know people who's created their own identity and their own, you know, everything, and they're happy. They're just fine. But
Hmm.
for me, nah, I gotta know
I
because
gotta know more.
yeah, I gotta know more, because I know for me though, I have a big, big purpose. My purpose is huge, and the things that I'm doing and that I'm going to do require for me to be whole.
Yeah.
Um, and so that for me, that's just what it is. Like we all have our individual walks with the higher power, and my walk has been something else,
Yeah.
and that walk has required for me to be whole and for me to feel whole, for me to walk it and talk it and believe it. So I'm doing what I got to do for me to be whole, you know. And on that journey, if I upset people, my apologies, but I'm still going to do what I need to do for me to be whole, because I don't apologize for that. I will always apologize for a person feeling hurt by me doing me, but I'll never apologize for me doing me, because my heart
See you
is always
next week.
intentional.
Next week, D. Thank you.
What?
Her sister called from Europe, so she said she'll see us next week.
Oh, okay, we'll see you
So,
next week, D.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you for joining, because I didn't see that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Listen,
like
I think I know for a fact I want to know who I am more in depth down to like a tribal level. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like because there has to be more to it than just this
yeah,
than what we know. You know what I mean? Like I want to know where my ancestors come from because I 120% do not believe my ancestors all hailed here from Africa. I
yeah,
refuse to I refuse to believe that shit. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like I feel like a lot of my ancestors are native to
They're
this
trying to
place.
tie us
And I
all
want to
back to
find
Africa, but
yeah,
that's
and
a
I want
different
to figure it
conversation.
out. It is, but I want to find out. You know what I mean? Like, but that's part of your identity is,
Yeah,
and that's an important part. You know, for me, it's an important part
yeah,
of your identity because you
yep,
start to see where it all started. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Where it all started and how it changed over the generations. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Until it got to me. So yeah, like that's what I want to do for real, for real.
I
Is
mean,
just
that's
kind of
real. So have I got a question? Oh, I see. Before I ask my question, I see Michelle put a comment. So let me tend to this. She says, I used to care about lineage. I don't want to knock anyone down because I am me. That's what's important. And you know
yeah,
what, Michelle, I can understand that too. Because like I said, there's some people that don't care, you
yeah,
know, and some people, it might be too much of a headache for you to even try to research and figure all that out because of relocations and missing files. And, you know, so, I mean, I understand, like I say, I understand all of that. That's why I speak from a place of for me.
yeah.
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying because of like I feel like a lot of that information was lost and it was lost on purpose.
Yeah.
Do you
So
know
I
what I
have,
mean?
okay, here's my question. I remember it now. So how many, have you ever done the ancestry DNA? How many of you guys have done that?
I
Like,
haven't done it, but I
and
want to.
I would love for you to do it, bro. Like, because I did it, and
Well, you see that 23andMe or whatever that is getting sued.
well, yeah, I don't believe everything on it, but
Nah.
there's certain things on my results that resonate with my spirit, and I just go with that.
Did you
But
do the
how many of you guys have
23andMe?
tried it? And like, did you find out anything interesting? Like, if you have tried it, did you find out anything interesting? So yeah, drop that in the comments. The ancestry DNA. But yeah,
All right.
Rolo, like it's cool. Like I said, I feel like when you do something like that, you gotta have an open mind. Because of you already know what we believe when it comes to technology and all this stuff. We don't trust nothing. I don't trust nothing. You can tell me the sky blue and I'm still gonna look up there to check. So when it comes to that, I don't believe in 100%, but there's certain things a part of it that I'm like, it just hits me, it resonates with me. Like there's things in there that even breaks down when it comes to like traits. Like there was one thing, and it pointed out from my maternal side. It said, my there's a long line of musically intelligent people. Like we love beats and rhythm. And when I
Yeah.
mean that's me, that's me. There's a beat in my soul that, you know, I can't deny. So there's certain things in there when it comes to traits. It was talking about I'm most likely to be a morning person, which I am. I thrive when I wake up in between 4 and 6 a.m. I'm at my best. I only need about 4 or 5 hours of sleep, like for real. So like just there's certain things on there that really resonated with me, and I was like, this is interesting.
And
And
what's
I
it
found
called
some extra
again? What
cousins.
you said it was?
Ancestry DNA.
But I'm gonna check that shit out. Cause
Okay, Michelle said no DNA here. I have a family tree back 18 generations. Okay. Then my grandfather found out his dad wasn't his biological dad. Ooh, ooh. Okay.
damn,
But the fact
yeah.
that you have a family tree that far back is
18
amazing.
generations, yeah.
Man, I think on my mom's side, I probably have found maybe 6, 7 generations. And then my biological father's side, I found maybe 9. And on my father's side, there's a long line of tailors. We are tailors to the core, baby. That's why I'm tailor made. And then my mother's side, Granberry, not Granberry to the core. Like I found a lot of stuff out when it comes to just those two right there. And it's been amazing.
And
It's
see,
been
I don't
amazing.
know any of that stuff.
Really? I think
Any
you
of
should
it.
try it, bro. Like you should just
Like I
try it
don't know
just to see. And
any
like
of
I
this
say,
shit.
go into it with an open mind. Go into it with an open mind.
Yeah. I've seen some other people's results. They be posting them on there, you know what I'm saying? And like uh
Mhm.
this one dude was on there. That dude was like super dark, super dark.
Uh-huh.
And his ancestry thing said he had European in him, and I damn near died laughing at that shit. Like he is
Really?
blacker than the darkest night. There ain't no European nowhere near that man.
Well, maybe he did somewhere up in the line. You never know.
Shit. Okay, if you
No.
saying you, you
Gonna say, okay.
I'm just fucking with you. Nah, man.
I
I
mean, we
know.
all won anyway, so you never know. Because the funny thing about this DNA thing, that stuff even breaks it down to 1%. Like I found some cousins that I had 5% match with, and I was like, that's crazy because you know that would make them super distant cousins. But I mean, that's why I'm like, some of this stuff is amazing to me,
Hey,
and
do you know
maybe because it's
everybody on this planet has 1% African DNA?
uh, you know what? See, and that's a deeper conversation, but but you know, yeah.
Like, yeah, it is, but I just don't. I don't know, man. I don't feel like my people from Africa. I feel like we home. You know what I
See,
mean?
my results even came back. We have a lot of indigenous native and the people
Yeah,
because from what I was told, we have Cherokee on my mother's side, and then
yeah,
I have some Cherokee and I think it's Blackfoot on my father's side. Don't quote me for that, Pop. If I'm
yeah.
wrong, if you watching, hey, my bad. But but there's another Native American tribe. But on my results, I did see some indigenous Americas. That's what it's titled
Yeah.
as.
See, that's dope though. Cause then like, but see, I sit here and think, you know what I'm saying, and I'm like, uh, I seen one of my kin folks and hers, and she had European and all this different stuff on her shit, and like Sudan, and I'm thinking, it's a strong possibility because we traveled the whole world. There's no continent on this globe that we haven't touched before anybody else, what I'm saying, inhabited it or colonized it or whatever you want to call it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So yeah, I'm pretty sure that when they say like European and stuff like that, they're probably talking about the Moors for real.
Yeah.
Like I don't see no other way.
You just got to look at the breakdown when it comes to that. The funny part is I had 21% Nigerian, and it even broke down the tribe, Yoruba tribe.
For real?
Yes, like it does a lot of breakdown. Like on my mother's side, it had the percentages. We have Cameroon, Malian, and then my father's side, like it. I mean, the breakdown's amazing, bro. Like you
Yeah,
just got to
that's
check
so
it out.
that's
And
so
like I
solid.
say, I will always keep saying, go into it with an open mind.
Yeah.
You know, but it was amazing. So Michelle says the family names are very interesting. Which
They
name?
are.
As just in general?
Yeah, family names are
Yeah,
pretty crazy. But in our particular case, our family got a name from a slave owner and was passed down from generation to generation. And
yeah,
that's why when it got to me, I'm like, no, I want to find out who, you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
who my people are, where my name is, and take that name and bring it back to the forefront of my life. And my kids were like, nah, let's just keep ours. And I'm like, cool, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, hey, like we said, some are just okay. And then I feel like for your babies, like they know mommy and daddy. And
Yeah,
so for them, that's different because my kids are like that too. Now, granted, there's situations to where, like as far as the boy's father is not around, you know what I'm saying? But they still have a tie to the family members that are living.
right.
And I made sure that they know their family. And then when it comes to the girls' fathers, like that portion, I made sure that they know their family. Like that's
Yeah,
one thing I was always big on from day one. Like at the end of the day, I don't care whether the father's around or not. I'm going to make sure my children know that their family know their family. And for me, and this is how my brain works, y'all. So what I'm about to say, don't judge me. Hey, listen, but we don't judge. But I'm big on that for the simple fact that I feel like in a lot of situations we be dating cousins and don't even know it because the world is so jumbled and mixed up and
yeah.
lost. We don't even know it, be dating second, third cousins and stuff. And I'm big on that. Like, nah, I
It's,
want my kids to know because for me, for the longest, and this is silly, but y'all, I live in Kansas City, and those that know me know that I was born in Kansas City, but I didn't always live here.
yeah,
For the longest, I always said I would never date a man in Kansas City because I didn't know my family.
yeah.
And was like, I'm not gonna be that one dating somebody for 5 years and then you look up, oh, that's your third cousin. No, it won't be me. And so for a long time, I always was like, I'm never going to date a Kansas City man. But then, of course, things change. Finding my
Right.
family, meeting them, learning the last names and the surnames. Like, I learned all of that. So
Hold on
now,
1 second, sis.
really, bro? Okay, y'all. So now, so now with me going through all of that, like I was able to open up my heart to somebody and know that he ain't my cousin because we not related. So
Yeah.
oh, she says yes, family names she's found. Okay. So you found like Michelle you in your family tree, you got quite a few different family names or what? Cuz that's interesting. Cuz my family tree, there's not a whole lot. Of course there's the females that married out, and everything, but um there's not a whole lot of different family names that I have found for myself. And y'all like Norman, we don't know what's going on with Rolo, but we love him and we gonna watch and we won't judge.
Period. Well, listen, I think once a lot of us start getting more familiar with ourselves, we'll start to who we are and where we come from will start to become more clear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'll start asking the right type of questions and getting the answers that you seek. You know what I mean? But it definitely takes knowing yourself a little bit better before you can really put your finger on who you are. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because it's hard to learn yourself when there's so much going on inside you. You have to quiet everything down.
Yeah. And it's hard to quiet that stuff while you're on the journey
It
too.
is
So
hard.
it's like, man, that quiet time is important.
Yeah,
Like even still for me now, when it comes to me figuring myself out, because I'm still doing it. I
yeah,
mean, I haven't figured out everything I want to. Um, when it comes to that, I have to quiet the noise around me.
yeah,
Like I can't listen to people's opinions and how they feel and all that stuff because like I said, for me, this journey is personal. This is between me and the higher power. So it's like I have like super healthy boundaries when it comes to the journey I'm on. It is
yeah.
super personal. I could care less how anybody feels when it comes to this journey.
Period. For real.
And you got to be that way.
You do. Because, like, at the end of the day, man, it's about more than just me. It's about more than just finding out who I am because my kids possess the same DNA I do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And whatever DNA they mom have, I feel like kids need to know these things. People
Yeah.
need to start passing this kind of information down to their kids over the generations. Get back to doing that. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? That
You
way,
know, in
our
some
kids going
cultures,
on in the future, they'll know. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this was my dad, your great great grandpa. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. In some cultures, they actually give the children mother and father's name,
for
so that way that child can be tied to both sides and both lineages. Like I
yeah,
know in certain Hispanic cultures, they give the child both names, mother and father's name. That's why some Hispanic kids be having so many names.
yeah, I see that. That actually
So,
makes sense.
oh, oops, almost dropped all my stuff, y'all. We almost got caught slipping, but I got it.
But yeah, like I feel like we need to start doing that. Even us, you know what I'm saying? Having these conversations, like, man, yo, we should be writing this down, documenting this shit for our kids. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah,
they pass it down to their kids, like, yeah, this is your grandfather, your whatever. You know what I'm saying? And just
yeah,
pass that shit down. That's why I feel like pictures are important too. Not these ones on these cell phones. I'm talking about actual photos that you can touch
yeah,
because these phones will become obsolete. All it
yeah,
takes is for something to happen and cook everything, and all those pictures are for nothing. They're
yeah.
gone.
I
So
agree.
start taking pictures, you know what I'm saying? And like people don't know the importance of identity. I don't think they do. I
Yeah.
don't. Like,
I agree. And I'm big on that. Like, and I tell my kids that all the time because at the end of the day, all you have are memories and pictures.
yeah,
So while I'm on this dimension, I try to make sure that I give my kids all the memories in the world. And I
yeah,
also make sure that I take pictures and then pictures that we don't realize carry energy. So like I'll never forget the first time I seen a picture of my great great grandfather. It was amazing. Like my aunt had it, and she had his obituary and everything, and I'm over there like just seeing pictures of my elders on my father's side, and even just holding the picture of this man was like it was powerful for me. Like
yeah,
I could feel the energy through the picture. So with that belief system for me, like I'm even big on photo albums and keeping pictures for my kids because
for
I
real.
want them to have that. Like even when, like I said, even when it comes to their father's side, I have pictures of people that way. All of my kids can look at these and I'm like, this is who, this is them, this is that, you know what I'm saying? And they'll always
Right.
have that knowledge and they'll be able to share that with their children. So the things that I didn't have, I'm making sure for dang sure my kids have it.
See? And that's what I'm talking about. And that right there will make it easier as they get older to know who they are.
Yeah. Okay, these comments. Okay, so backtracking, Michelle was saying, yeah, there's some cool females' names in my opinion. And then she said the names on the women. Okay. And then she says, I prefer to have peace and quiet. When I get on the hamster wheel thinking about something over and over, I have to redirect. I'm like you when it comes to that. Yeah, I can do that. And then she said, don't leave, Shay. I think Rolo would say you are paying him back. No, we ain't leaving. Look, I'm in here. I'm sticking like glue. Even if I tip over, y'all just gonna see me catch it. So I got it. We gonna figure this out. Oh, but yeah, identity is crazy. Like this conversation can get deep. It can get
Yo,
offensive for some people because some people feel like it ain't that deep. But for me, yeah, it's deep as all get
it's
out.
that
There's
deep.
no end to this. Like it
It's
is
that
that deep
deep.
for me. It's that deep for me. Even the
You
energy
you
that we
know
carry from our
identity
ancestors.
matters
Huh.
when identity matters when, like, prime example, I didn't grow up in Hutch, but I live here. But I know instances and I know people who parents have kicked up a lot of dust over the years when they were youngsters, and now because of their parents they have issues around here because of their name. You know what I mean? And that's crazy to me.
Yeah, I know.
So your identity does fucking matter, and it'll follow your whole family for
Mhm.
forever, basically.
Yeah, I know. You
Especially
know,
if it's
I
something,
know.
especially if it's bad. Yeah, if it's bad, they gonna follow you forever. So
That's why I can't step foot up in there.
yeah,
Cause just because my last name, and I'm not even a troublemaker, y'all. I done changed my life,
for
I,
real.
I fly straight, and yeah, nope. Just because the last name, I still get looked at, and
Yeah,
I still go through issues. So I just like, nope. I don't even go there. I don't even. Yep, we don't even mess with it.
nah, hell no.
There's some people that I love inside of Hutch, y'all, but
Oh yeah, there's
yeah,
quite a few people I love in Hutch
yeah,
for
we
sure,
ain't
for sure.
messing with it.
But
And
when we out
like
of
you
here,
said,
we're out of here.
yeah, like you said,
You
bro,
hear
that
me?
stuff does matter.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like it's sad that even parents won't acknowledge that, and that's also why I try to fly straight for my kids, because I don't ever want them to go through unnecessary drama because of something that I've done.
That you did, yeah. I
Because
agree
that's
with
not
that.
fair. That's not fair to them.
I
And
agree
that
with that.
messes with their identity. Because I also like how we talk about, traits and things are passed down.
Yeah.
I feel like, just like, for instance, for me, just like I can hear something good and turn that into power and walk in that. I feel like if you're not careful, you do the same exact thing with the bad stuff.
You
Like,
will.
for
Yeah.
instance, my parents, both on both sides, they were hustlers, and even for me for a while, even finding that out, it made me like proud to be a hustler, for a
Yeah.
while back then. Now I had to grow up. I had to grow up to see,
Yeah.
like, okay, you need to be proud of something else. But I was proud of that for a while. Shoot, my father was getting to it. So was mama. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, but
So
they was making a way out here. I don't care what nobody
yeah, they
says.
was getting to
Like,
it.
people can
So
frown
I
on
was
that
proud
shit
of
all
that.
they want. Like, they was out here making a way because it wasn't given to them either. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So they
But
was
I'm
out here
saying, as
trying to
far
make
as
some
the street
shake.
aspect of it, you
Yeah.
can still be proud and make a way, but you know what I'm saying, do it different. Like, no,
Yeah.
I was proud to be in them streets because I was like, my parents was in them streets. This is,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, this is, I got to carry the torch type stuff. Like, that's how I was for a minute. And then it was like, no, okay, you can have this same attitude and apply it to something different. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
For
I feel like
sure.
if you're not careful, you can even attach your identity to something like that.
No, it's a fact though. For real, for real. And that's kind of what my issue was with, especially like when I started having kids and shit. And now I got sons now. So the stuff that I used to do, I'm hoping does not appeal to them in any way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I definitely don't want them out here getting caught up in none of that mischief. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like I'm hoping all the shit that I did as a youngster doesn't really have anything to do with them when you know what I'm saying, when they get older. But I think they're good. They're like, I don't know, my boys are good. I don't worry about them being like street niggas or nothing like that. But my
Yeah.
daughters, they gonna be the real street niggas out here.
You said the girls gonna
The
be them
girls,
thugging.
boy.
Saying my mama know I'm thugging.
Yeah, they about to be the real fucking kingpins out here. They get on my damn nerve. I hope they can just go to school. You know what
But the
I'm saying? Just go
beautiful
to
part
school.
is they have you to redirect them. So
Oh
that's the
yeah.
beautiful part.
Look, they know they pops don't be out here like that, man. Like
Right.
they
Because you
know.
don't.
Yeah, they know I don't want that for them in any way. Like I really just want them to keep this business going. You know what I'm saying? Like that is what matters to me.
Right.
Is keeping this business going so you don't ever have to ask nobody for a job. You have one. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, and then you pass it down to your kids and they don't ever have to worry about employment because they own a business. You know what I mean? Just keep that going. And then
Yeah.
start other businesses and just keep doing that. You know what I mean? Like, shit, I learn a lot from other people, especially from other cultures, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Me too.
Because I feel like we struggle to help each other out. But
He does, Michelle.
what she said,
He
I need
said,
a longer charger cord.
yeah,
Hey,
Rolo,
tell
you
me
need
to
a
get
longer charger
hey,
cord because you
tell me
see,
to get off me. I am so sorry right now. Look,
she
this is
called you out,
ghetto as
bro.
hell, I know, but my bad. Look, my
I
bad,
told
man.
him to charge it before the podcast, y'all, but Rolo
Hey,
don't listen.
this is the
He don't
last
listen.
time. This will not happen again. I'm not
I
playing.
got this lock just doing whatever it wants to do over here. So my
Yeah.
antenna is sticking out, y'all. I gotta,
Oh, for real. But no, listen.
yeah,
Life insurance, LLCs, uh, establish that credit. Like that's the type of shit we need to be teaching these youngsters.
yeah,
Passing down that info. You know what I mean?
yeah. That's cleaning up that family name too. So that's also going to attach them to a positive aspect of the family
For
name.
real, man. Like I want them to own the bank, not borrow money from it. You know what I mean?
I hear that, brother.
Like I'm just not interested in anything outside of that shit for real. Like we're the ones that are gonna fucking break the mold, break the chains, break all of it.
Yeah.
We kicking the door in and we changing everything.
Yes, because now we are creating new. We're
Yeah,
creating from scratch.
for real,
And that's the
for real.
beautiful part about, I feel like that's the beautiful part about life. You can make it whatever you want to make it.
Yeah,
Because now that I know who I am, I'm about to make this thing beautiful. And I
yeah,
can't say I'm about to because I already have. Like my world is beautiful. And everybody in it is beautiful, near and far, here and there, everybody. So I have succeeded in creating the life that I want now. And that lets me know and it reminds me that I have the potential to continue to create the life that I want for later. Because where I'm at now, baby, that ain't where I'm gonna be later.
Hey,
So,
but
but I'm
see,
happy.
and that's the important part right there
Yeah,
is you're happy. Like
yeah,
a lot of people lose sight of that shit. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, man, listen, your situation would be so much worse, bro. So much
yeah,
worse. And if you anything like us, it was worse at one point. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So like this ain't
yeah,
shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm very thankful and grateful for everything that I have right now, from
yeah,
the things that I possess to the people in my life. But this is not it for us. This is
yeah.
not it. You
That's
know what
for
I'm
real.
saying? Like that is not it for us. And that's why I started like what I was talking about with the ancestors, because now I don't know what's happened, but like I'm starting to realize and I'm starting to step into my power and I'm starting to have a
For
better
real.
understanding on how powerful I really am. You know what I mean? Because everything that I've been saying lately has been coming into existence. And
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep it that way. You know what I mean? Um, anything negative, I cut that shit short right there immediately. Like I ain't trying to hear no parts of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything, like I said, everything that I've been thinking about is just starting to come to life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm actually really fucking happy. I wake up every day. I'm actually really happy, and I'm starting to figure it out a little bit more. But a
Yeah,
lot of
that's
that
what
too
matters.
has to do with too because now I'm starting to pay more attention to what I'm putting into my body as far as what I consume, eat, and drink, and all that shit. Like, and now that
Besides
that's
them
now
Dr. Peppers.
I don't even drink pop. I quit
Okay,
drinking the pop.
okay.
Yeah. I
Congratulations.
like now here, hold on. I will sneak a little sippy sip out of one of them from the wife's. You know
See,
what
y'all,
I'm
I
saying?
knew there
But
was gonna be something extra with this.
listen, I said a little sippy sip.
And his little sippy sip is a gulpy gulp.
Be that as it may, that shit still ain't gonna have my blood sugar too crazy. So
Okay, well, that's what
you
matters.
know what I mean? But and like I don't know, man. Things that shit just been really, it's really been looking up for real, man. Like,
That's
and
beautiful.
I've been receiving my messages and loud and clear, and everything's just starting to become more clear to me, and I'm enjoying that shit for real, man. For a while it was kind of gray, kind of bleak, kind of dim, but
Yeah.
it just picked up out of nowhere, and I think it has a lot to do with too. I changed the way I think. It
Yes.
has
Cause that's
everything to do with that. I changed the way I think. Like, you know what? I just don't want to be mad no more. I
yeah.
just don't want to be mad no more about
Yeah.
nothing. Because why? Because I just don't give a damn. I don't have time for that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and from that time forward, I'm just like, shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna go back and forth with nobody or none of that. Like, everything's been good.
But you know, bro, that's what keeps me from crashing out. I ain't gonna lie. Because when I get to think about my life and my past and
Yeah,
everything, knowing that I've already been to hell keeps me from crashing out now because I remind myself you've already been at the dark depths of hell. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So now it's like you're not there anymore. So you don't have to think the same. Even when it comes to the same feelings, I can check those even faster because it's like you're not the same person. You don't have to think the same. You don't have to be the same. Even when it comes to these familiar feelings, you don't even have to feel the same. So now I stay tapped into my individuality and I stay
yeah,
strong on that. Because to be for real, when I get to think about some stuff, I do get upset sometimes, like just what
yeah.
I've been through and all of that. But then I have to remind myself that's not you anymore. You've
Nope.
graduated, you've elevated,
Nope.
and I see a comment right here. Michelle says,
No,
being
not
happy makes life
elevated,
easier.
elevating. You
You
are
said do what?
elevating.
You said do
Said
what?
you- I said you're elevating. You didn't elevate. You're elevating.
No, I elevated from where I was. But yes, you are correct because I am still currently elevating.
Good.
But compared to where I was, I've already elevated.
Period.
Yeah. So let's
Period.
clock
I
it.
period.
How they do it?
O.
How they do it, y'all?
I don't even know what that means, but the kids be doing it to me.
I know the kids be doing. I feel old because they be
Yeah, I have
clocked it.
no
How they
idea
do
what
it?
that even is. I just
Clock
get
it.
mad, be like, shit, come outside. You can't whoop me.
Right.
Yeah, what
You
you
know
want
where
me to
we
do?
come from. If a person did this, clock it. We thinking you want to fight.
Like, you
So
tripping? Hell yeah, let's go outside.
if a person walked up to you, roll up, was like, clock it, cuz.
I'd have packed him out right then. Like, nigga,
See, okay, we got to go back. I think we just digressed a little bit.
oh my bad. Well, yeah, let's get to it. I do have a question though, because this is crazy. I was
Okay.
just sitting there thinking the other day, and I'm like, you know, um, our mission is to not only help heal one another, but heal those around us as well.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of our mission is to change and break generational situations with our family.
Huh.
With our families. You know what I mean? And and we're like, yeah, we're breaking generational curses, but are we if we're still having children in the same places that these curses for us occurred? Because I'm gonna put in perspective like this. Like,
Okay.
yo, I'm from Wichita, born and
Mm-hmm.
raised. You know what I'm saying? My mom's from St. Louis, but she lived in Wichita. My grandma, so on and so forth. Most of my family, Wichita.
Uh-huh.
None of my family really own no businesses, no land,
Uh-huh.
no, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying all of them. There's some family members that own business and they doing really good. Shout outs to y'all for real. But for the vast majority, most of us aren't doing none of that. At least not in my family. So if we're still having kids and raising them in these environments that we grew up in where there was no motion, no nothing to be able to help you climb up out of that situation by your bootstraps and your
Mm-hmm.
hard work, there's no places like that. So aren't we just continuing to perpetuate the cycle by continuing to have our kids in that same place that did nothing for us?
I don't know. See, okay, because to answer that from my perspective, I feel like personally, I feel like we are breaking generational cycles. And I say this because personally, I feel like I
Hey,
did
thank you,
see.
Cynthia, by the way.
Oh, hey, that's my Aunt Candy. Hey, Aunt
Oh,
Candy. Look. But I feel like for me though, I feel like I did see people have motion. Because I remember as a little girl, my dad and his friend, they had a little audio shop. Like I did my great grandmother, we have a family house here in Kansas City, you know, that my great grandmother had. That's always been in the family. Like, and then even getting to know my Taylor side, I found out that they have motion. Like my granny has owned homes and stuff like that. So I feel like I did I did witness people have emotion. My thing that I am trying to change is I'm trying to not make the same mistakes that were made before. Like everybody had motion, but did they hang on to it? You know, so for me, I feel like I've had the pleasure of breaking the cycles, creating new, you know, cycles, and then on top of just not making the same mistakes.
yeah.
So for me, I feel like that's what it is. I feel like, yes, even though I'm still in the Midwest, because I've lived in between Kansas and Missouri, you know, those have been the states that I've lived in all my life. So I feel like even though I'm in this same region, I feel like with me being a different person, I'm able to take from the motion that I was inherited and then just make sure I tweak it and don't make the same mistakes. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Because anything is possible when you just, you know what I'm saying? That's also why I
Yeah,
feel
no,
like knowing where you come from is important.
I'm not trying to make it seem like just because it didn't happen for them doesn't mean it can't happen for us, obviously, because we all own businesses. But I'm saying,
Right.
like, Wichita, I love Wichita. That's my city, obviously. I love it. But there's like I just don't feel like I belong there, if that makes sense. Same way with
Yeah.
Hutch. I don't feel like I belong here. I have no connection to this place at all aside from my kids. You know what I mean?
But
I
bro,
don't
that's just because you don't. And see, and that's another thing. That is where you live. That is not you. That's not part of your identity. That is where you are placed. Because, and I say that as a person who moved around a lot. Like I said, I've been back and forth between Kansas and Missouri. And for a long time, I even used to tell people, they'd be like, "Where are you from?" I used to tell people I'm from the highway. And it sounds stupid, but I literally used to say I'm from the highway because for a long time I was born in Kansas City, Missouri. I lived in Topeka. When I was 9, almost 10, we moved from Topeka to Hutchinson. I lived in Hutchinson, Kansas for 5 years. Then I moved back from Hutchinson back to Kansas City. Then we moved from Kansas City to Ark City to Wichita. By the time I got to Wichita, I was like, I'm done, son. And that is where I decided to have my kids and set roots, you know, was Wichita. And even with me living in Wichita, Kansas, to be for real, that still wasn't home to me. Like I've never felt no place is home. Like, because even though I'm back here in Kansas City, Missouri, where my birthplace, this is not home. So I feel like, when it comes to where we live, we also, that's another thing that we attach to our identity. You know what I'm saying? Just because that's where we from or where we stayed at the majority of our lives. But you can grow up somewhere and be somewhere, but then you grow out of that place. I mean,
Yeah.
it happens all the time. That's why people move to bigger and better places. Because I tell my kids, no, I don't want to transition living in Missouri. I don't. And with that being said, we never know when we're going to go. So I live every day. I wake up every day with a purpose of what can I do to add to my life, because I know sooner or later I want to leave. Like, that's
Right.
how I think every day, because I don't want to transition here. I don't want to live here that long. I came here to do what I needed to do. Living here was a purpose,
Yeah.
but I still want to find my home. And even with that, not feeling like I have a home and still in search of my home, I'm still very aware that me not having a home or feeling like I have a home, that's not tied to who I am, because I'm
Right.
still me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still me, but this don't feel like home to me. This is my birthplace.
Yeah. And see,
Wichita is the place I made
that's
home.
that's where we're at right now. You know what I'm saying? That's why I told you,
Yeah.
like, we don't belong here. You know what I'm saying? You can feel when you don't belong somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it's sad that it took me this long to realize this shit. But no, we don't belong here. This ain't for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that it's a bad place to live. I love Kansas. I do. I love Wichita. I like Hutch. I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's not the worst either. Newton's way worse.
Yeah.
But like I love Kansas. I love where I'm from, but this is not where I'm supposed to continue to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to grow wings and lead a nest. You know what I mean? And same thing that I told my wives, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, I want to take our kids and just move. That's what our ancestors did. You know what I'm saying? We had kids, we moved our
Yeah.
family, had families other places, they moved their family, have family, and that's how we connected. That's how we connect all over the globe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not staying not living and dying in the same place you were born in. You know what I mean? Like, we have to spread our wings and get up out of here, especially if we want the life that we want to live. We have to go somewhere else. We're not gonna get it from here,
Yeah.
in
That's
my
important.
opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, my family won't get what we want from here.
Yeah, and that's understandable. And
You know
that's
what I
just
mean?
knowing, that's just a part of the elevation process, I feel like, is just knowing when to pivot. You
Yeah.
know, one term that I love that I've heard a few times, life is chess, not checkers. And
Yep.
with chess, you got to be strategic. You got to know
Yep.
what pieces to move and when to put their aces in their places. You got to know when to use the pawns, when to use that knight, when to
Yeah.
utilize the king, the queen. You know what I'm saying? You got to know. And that's how I look at life. Like, that's why I've gotten better at not attaching anything outside of me to my identity, because I know that it's separate.
As soon as we leave here, same thing I told both my wives is, once we're gone, we're gonna be millionaires. Like, we're gonna leave here and immediately be able to spread our wings and accomplish everything that we set out to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? We have a 2-year goal right now and a 5-year goal,
Yeah.
and shit's about to shake for sure. Cause yeah, this ain't it. This ain't it. This just ain't it for us. I think that's a lot of my crisis too, because I mean, my family's a little more progressive. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm a little more old fashioned. But man, I don't give a fuck what anybody got going on. Do you? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, hey, do you? If you're happy, I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
But that's not where we live. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, where we live, it's not like that. It's not like that at all.
Right. I want to say what's up to Antoinette. Hey, Jonica. I see both you ladies on here. Say hello. Let us know what you guys have are up to, and to kind of catch you up, because you came at the end. Well, we're not done yet, but you came late. So to
Towards
kind
the
of just
end, yeah.
right, to update you guys, we have been talking about identity crisis and what that looks like and the ties that come with it. Like, how important is your identity to you? Um, and it's been deep. We've been getting deep. We've been on the surface. We've been a little bit everywhere with this conversation, but it's crazy. This comment, Michelle says, once you grow up and leave home, it's difficult to find home again. And I don't know, that comment kind of, I'm gonna use the word trigger me because but it didn't trigger me in a bad way, Michelle. But let me elaborate. It kind of made me feel some type of way because I can't say that I've ever felt like I've had a home. Now, yes, we've had houses that I lived in with my family,
but not a home.
But I've never felt like I have like I've had a home. To be honest, I don't even feel like I'm supposed to be on this planet. I'm like what Chris Brown said, I'm a Martian, I'm an alien. Like I don't even feel at home on Earth, to be honest, and that's way deeper than what a lot of people comprehend. But if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. It is what it is with that. But that's just how I feel. Like I don't feel like this world is home. I feel so out of place here. What keeps me pushing is me knowing my purpose. I know what I'm supposed to do being here, but I don't feel like this is home to me. And I think that's why I'm never comfortable in a lot of places.
Don't feel bad, Michelle.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and don't feel bad at all because like I said, I'm always going to elaborate. And I can verbalize, what's going through me, like the feelings and emotions. So it wasn't a bad trigger. It just kind of like got my mind going like dang, like I've never felt at home. I haven't. So it's like when I left the house, I try to create a home. But even with that being said, I'm 38. Oh no, I'm not. I'm 39. Oh my gosh.
Stop lying.
I'm 39. I'm 39, 35, baby, but I'm 39. I mean, my name is on the deed of this house, but I still don't feel like it's home. Like, I feel like I'm on a mission. I always feel like I'm on a mission. I feel like I have a purpose, a point, a mission to fulfill, a goal, but I don't feel like this is home. So if that makes sense to you. So that's why I can say it kind of, made me feel away a little bit. Hey, English, girl, you late, but you in the building. Better late than never, sis. We are talking about identity crisis tonight and what that looks like. And, just being lost with your identity, not knowing who you are, how important the name is to you. And with that being said, for y'all that chimed in late, how important is your name to you? And do you feel like knowing who you are helps you on your purpose? Like, do you feel like knowing who you are gives you a certain type of power?
I do, in the sense that I feel like when you know you come from a long line of powerful people, it makes it a little bit easier for you to tap into that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think not I don't think it makes it easier for you. I think it makes you more motivated to tap into it.
Yeah.
Because I come from a long line of successful people, just like I come from a long line of warriors. So yeah, I'm a die for mine. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that type of mentality. Yeah. So I feel like your name is super important. The only thing is it sucks. We'll never really know what our tribal names are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that to me is even more important. Like that, when I say important, your identity, that's what I mean is tribal roots. You know what I mean? Like from the beginning.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So English did answer. Well, Michelle says yes, makes sense. And I'm glad that it makes sense to you because I try my hardest to articulate myself. But English says I always felt like my name was unique, so I'm destined to be something great. It's just hard getting there, not fulfilling my purpose or knowing what my purpose is, and which y'all talked about that last week. Yes, yeah. Yeah, because last week we did hit on passion versus purpose. And it's crazy how you pointed that out, English. Like, I love that because so many different aspects of life lead to purpose.
Yeah.
Knowing who you are. I mean, sometimes your passion is your purpose, like just feeling whole, like I mean, growing and not being stuck in survival mode, like being
Yeah.
positive. There's just so many different aspects in life that helps you with purpose.
Yeah.
But I mean, sis, I definitely get where you coming from. And it's gonna come to you. Like, I feel like purpose doesn't come to you until you finally reach a place to where you are truly happy. And I'm not talking about this fake happiness that the world puts on you. I'm talking about internally. Like when you really figure out, like, dang, I'm finally happy. Then it's like things start hitting you. And sometimes it doesn't even come from a place of happiness. Because for me, my purpose actually came to me from a place of the opposite. Like I was grieving. Like I had just lost the father of my boys. I just had my youngest son because I lost him when I was 9 months pregnant. So like it was just so much going on. And I was seeking something more. That's what it was. I was looking for something more, and I knew there was more to what was going on in my life at that time.
Yep.
And it was like, as I started praying, as I started meditating, as I started silencing the world, then I had room for my purpose. And I feel like not only did I make room to find out my purpose, but I also made room for other happiness too. Like I during that time, I truly learned how to even love myself.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's where I found my purpose, like within inside of that love for myself. Yeah, I'm gonna end up getting some boys. You can't hear them in the background, can you? All right, good, because they over here making a ruckus.
Yeah, I can't hear shit.
Oh yeah, that is good.
No, the one thing I do know is we're gonna be okay.
Oh, most definitely,
We
most
have
definitely.
we have the right idea, we have the motivation, we have the right people in our corner. Like we're gonna be perfectly fine. No
Yeah,
matter what we choose, we're gonna be fine. And as
yeah,
far as our identities and shit go, I don't even care enough. You know what I'm saying? Because I really, yeah, I want to know who I am and I want to know where I come from. But I think who I am and where I am right now is more important than where I came from. You know what I mean? My kids, the legacy I have for them, the education and discipline and work ethic and all that I instill in them, I think is far more important than anything else. You know
yeah,
what I mean? They may not know their whole lineage and all that, but they'll definitely know who their grandma and their great grandma is, and their dad is, and all that. Like, because I was fortunate enough in my life to actually grow up with my great grandma around. So,
yeah,
you know what I mean? And it's the same for them. Um, I would love to know everything about my lineage and heritage and all that shit, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Oh, and I'm not Aunt Candy. She said, "Don't get them.
yeah, I see it.
Don't get them." She know how I get down off camera, y'all.
Yeah, yeah. She's like, turn them loose.
Please, she would be that auntie saving everybody. She be trying to play tough when she on the phone. She be trying to check nephews and stuff, but then I already know she would be that auntie in person saving everybody. Oh no, come on. And so they can't be saved. But you guys, unfortunately, we getting ready to wrap it up tonight because we've been on here for a while, and I always enjoy talking to y'all. It feels great to get all this out, and you know what? I want to thank y'all for letting me vent tonight. You know what I'm saying? Because I unpacked some stuff, and it feels good. I feel better. It's like a weight lifted on my shoulder.
Man, nah, for
So
real though, these talks are important. Like,
yeah,
these talks are
they
important. They're
they
very
are.
healthy,
They are.
for real.
And I feel like more of us need to have these normal conversations because these are normal conversations that everybody need to have. Like we're
No,
not
for real.
talking we're not talking about anything that people just cannot relate to. Now some stuff you might not be able to relate to, but everything that we
Right,
speak of is general or personal or whatever. It's something that we all either have been through, we're going through, we're going to go through, we already went,
right.
you know what I'm saying? So these conversations mean a lot. You know, they mean a lot to me. So I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. Um, Rolo, is there anything that you want to say before I take us home?
Let's see. A bad day isn't a bad life. Just because you had a bad day, don't mean tomorrow is gonna be the same. Make tomorrow different. Take advantage of the day for real.
Yeah.
Fulfill your purpose and just keep it pushing. For real,
Yes.
it'll get greater later. I promise you that.
Yes. Um, and adding on to that, I want to leave you guys with this. Just I want to leave y'all with this stain on your membrane. Just because identity is not important to you does not mean it's not important to someone else.
Yeah.
Um, and if you have children, no matter what, always be supportive of them wanting to know who they are. If they
Yeah.
don't care, they don't care. That's okay. But don't take that from them, um, because it's a lot. It means a lot. So, with that being said, we thank you guys for tuning in with us tonight. This week, we talked about identity crisis, the ties that come with it, what that looks like. Next week, we're going to talk about something a little more upbeat, not so deep, but you know, y'all know we go deep with everything. But next week, we're going to be talking about love, life, and relationships, and you know, the ins and outs of navigating all of those things. Also, like we say, with every conversation, we do our best to leave you guys feeling heightened and enlightened. So stay woke, stay healthy, stay loved, and like I always say, y'all, happy healing, happy healing.
Happy
We love
healing,
y'all.
people.
Thank you. And we will see you next week, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And don't forget to like, share. Okay?
There you go. Go on YouTube and subscribe.
Yes. Click, click.
Click,
But yeah,
click.
we will next week, y'all. Next week. And we out.